Calling to order the regular meeting of the Wheeling Plan Commission for Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Please stand for the pledge. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Heiken.
Here.
Commissioner Berkey.
Here.
Commissioner Sprague is here. Commissioner Riles has notified us he'll be a few minutes late. Chairman Johnson.
I am here. Ms. Nyes, any changes to our rather extensive agenda this evening?
No changes.
All right. Citizens' concerns and comments. I don't know if we had anybody that's here to talk about something not on the agenda. Doesn't appear to be. So we'll move on to the items for review. 7A, docket number 2022-15, variation to reduce minimum number of required off-street parking spaces from 25 spaces to 21 spaces for Masters Countertops at 363 Alice Street. Mr. Secretary.
Dranko Telmus, property owner, is seeking a variation as required in Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19-11, General Development Standards and associated sections, to reduce the minimum number of required off-street parking spaces from 25 spaces to 21 spaces in order to permit the construction of a building addition for Masters Countertops located at 363 Alice Street, which is zoned I-2 Limited Industrial. A zoning variation is intended to be a method of adjustment to equalize regulations where the zoning code has created an unnecessary hardship. A variation is designed to allow affected property owners the same rights and privileges that others enjoy in the same zoning district. In order to be granted a variation, a petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets standards of the village code, including but not limited to how their individual situation is unique or unusual. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request for variation meets the standards established in Title 19. The Commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Ms. Nyes, anything on this before we call the petitioner?
I just wanted to give a brief history. So back in December, the petitioner did receive a positive recommendation from the Plan Commission for 2 other variations. It was the reduction on the west side yard, the setback from 17 feet to 0 feet, and the reduction on the south yard setback from 17 feet to 5 feet. Now, those were just recommendations by the Plan Commission. They have not moved forward to the board yet because we were waiting for this last variance to come forward with the site plan. So this last variation is to reduce the minimum required parking spaces from 25 spaces to 21 spaces. And then the next docket on the agenda is for major site plan for their building addition. So both of these items, the Plan Commission will make a recommendation, and both of them would move forward for final approval to by the village board. And staff is not proposing any conditions on the variance.
Thank you. We're just going to focus on the variation on this at this point, and we'll get to the site plan afterwards. So, petitioner wants to come up.
Good evening.
Hello.
Danielle Gersick on behalf of the petitioner.
Okay. Need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You stated your name. How about your business address?
Danielle Gersick, G-R-C-I-C. On behalf of the petitioner, the business address is 127 Northwest Highway in Park Ridge, Illinois.
Thank you.
And the petitioner is present and our architect is also present.
Okay. Right now, it's just the variation that we want to talk about, so do you have anything you want to say in regards to that?
I believe our prior testimony and presentation to the board was very thorough, so I do not want to be repetitive. And I also believe the application speaks for itself. What we're looking to do is just reduce the number of spaces by 4. And it is consistent with what has been going on there. Nothing has changed, nothing is changing. That footprint is existing, and we're just working around this based on our previous requests.
Okay.
I can talk for all night if you'd like, but.
No,
but
please. No, it's just that variation that we're going to discuss right now. So we'll go to the commissioners and see if they have any questions. We'll start with Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
That makes it easy. Commissioner Berkey.
Thank you. I have no questions either.
Commissioner Heiken.
No questions. Thank you.
And I had no questions concerning the parking. Do we have any conditions related to the parking variation?
No.
Okay. Then can I hear a motion to approve docket 2022-15?
So moved.
Second.
Got it?
Commissioner Heiken and Berkey.
Yep.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Okay, and we need a motion to close this public hearing on 2022-15.
So moved.
Second.
Same two.
Same two. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right, so next up we have docket 2021-27, major site plan and building appearance for an addition at Masters Countertops 363 Alice Street. Ms. Knights, anything additional on this?
So we had a couple conditions that I just wanted to go over, one of which I want to remove and one I would like to add. Can I go over those now?
Sure.
Okay.
Because apparently you have some new information.
Yeah, well, wrong, I had some wrong information. So, oops. Oh, sorry, I went the wrong way. Okay, so, all right, the first condition was that an application for sign permit for the wall sign shall be submitted to the Department of Community Development for staff review and issuance prior to the issuance of a building permit for the building addition. The second one was regarding this gutter extension, but it's on the wrong property. It's irrelevant. So I just want to remove that one because this is not their building.
That's not a picture of their building?
No.
Ah, okay.
So if it's okay to remove that one?
Yep.
Okay. And then the third one was the trash containers shall be relocated to behind the access gate fronting Alice Street and shall not be permitted to remain in their current location in front of the gate, which we've discussed these with the applicant before. And then our last one that I think it was in the report, I'm not 100% sure, and we had talked, the fence, we had talked about this at the prior meetings about the rear fence. So what you're seeing on the screen on the right side is the property owner's fence. And there was discussion at the other two hearings regarding this fence, and that when the new building gets put up, it'll be 5 feet away from the property line. And so the fire department had requested that the property owner not put the fence back up. So we were going to add that as a condition, and we did confirm that this fence is on the subject property.
Okay.
At one point, we were wondering whose fence it was, but I think we were looking at this photograph backwards, which is why there was some concern.
Yes.
or confusion on our part. So
Okay.
maybe I could just replace this second condition with, you can't replace the fence on the west side because the building will be right there, just in that location. Because
Correct.
the building will be at the lot line. So, but I think the condition can just be the fence on the rear property line cannot be replaced?
That is acceptable.
Okay.
And it makes sense.
Okay.
And I'm sure the fire department
Yes, that's what we
concurs with
prefer.
that. Give you a little more room.
Yep.
I'll say shall not be replaced. Well, I'm going to say shall be removed and not be replaced.
Okay.
Because we want it to be gone. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's what I had.
Okay. Is there anything you want to present on the rest of the site plan building appearance?
I really, again, don't want to be repetitive. I feel like everybody here has a very firm understanding of what the request is and what the application is looking for. If there are specific questions, we are available to answer those questions.
Okay. All right, we'll start at the other end. Commissioner Heiken.
I have no questions, thank you. Thank you for being flexible, though.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
I have no questions, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one question, and it's more curiosity than anything. Why the royal blue for the color of the building?
I cannot answer that question, but I can call up the applicant and he can answer.
I was just curious why that color out of all the ones that were available.
I can guess, but would you like to?
I have an
step up?
idea what it might be, but I just wanted to confirm it.
It's a company logo color.
If your logo, your sign?
Signs, everything on a business card is in that color, so.
Oh, could
Thank
you
you.
state, we're not at the public hearing, but could you still state your name
Yeah,
for
my name is
the?
Ranko Tomas, I'm the business owner and building owner.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you.
And let's see. All my questions were really about the fence, so Marcy, you cleared all those up. And that roof drain thing.
That would have been a very interesting discussion, considering it's not ours.
Fire, is there any issues as far as exiting from that addition? I think we
No,
had some
based upon the size of the space, they have appropriate exits. A couple of the doors, I believe, on facing south and facing east are not actually marked exits. They're more access doors for them, so they don't have to have sidewalks because it's not a exit to the public way.
Okay, that cleared that up then. Kyle, anything from engineering?
Nothing for me.
All right, this one went a lot quicker than I thought. Any other questions from the commission? All right, then I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
That was Berkey and Heiken. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so both these dockets will go to the village board on June 6th. That's the
Along
next
with the other variations.
All of them.
Everything together.
All
everything together.
four.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have docket 2022-16, major site plan and building appearance approval for a new hangar and office building, Hawthorn Aviation, 1084 South Milwaukee Avenue. Marcy.
Sorry. So, this is a major site plan for a new building, and let's see if there was anything in particular. So phase one of this development did happen back in 2017, so the first building you see off of Tower is a different hangar that's Phase 1, and this new hangar they're proposing is just to the west. And we did want to correct the address for the property is 1084 Milwaukee Avenue, South Milwaukee Avenue, not Tower Drive. So staff did have 3 proposed conditions and also a consideration for the Plan Commission. So the one consideration that, or just item that we wanted the Plan Commission to consider is if additional plant species should be added to the landscape plan. The plan wasn't very diverse, but we wanted to leave that up to the Plan Commission. We just wanted to point that out. And the 3 proposed conditions we had for the site plan were 1, cast stone sills be incorporated on 3 sides of the office building to be consistent with the office building design in Phase 1. And I did take a little photo, just these sills here. Number 2, manufacturer's specification sheets shall be provided for all external light fixtures with an application for building permit for staff review prior to the issuance of any building permit. They've actually provided that. It just came in after the report was written. So do we still keep that on there?
You can.
Because it wasn't. Okay. And then the 3rd is a landscape irrigation plan shall be provided with an application for building permit for staff review prior to the issuance of any building permit. So a landscape irrigation plan is required for all commercial properties. If that is going to be a problem, we need to address that here. And that's all I have.
All right, is the petitioner here?
And just let me know if you want me to go to a certain drawing.
Okay, yeah, good evening.
Name and address for the record. You don't have to,
You want that first?
we don't have to swear you in for this one.
David Annan, I'm a representative of the owner, work for the owner. 1120 South Milwaukee is the address of my office. This is the 1084 South Milwaukee.
Okay. Describe what you're looking to do.
Yeah, as she pointed out, this is Phase 2 of a project on leased land with the airport. Phase 1 was completed in 2018, is full. This is a second phase to that project. Everything that was specified is something that we've considered. There's a good site plan showing it to the north of the existing concrete apron and pad, but to the west of Phase 1 of the building. So demand and growth at the airport is what's dictated the need to continue with Phase 2. So
Okay.
kind of like before, I could be very repetitive. But I'll happily address any questions anyone on the commission would have.
All right. Commissioner Sprague, let's start this end.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Good evening.
I just wanted to confirm that you will be trying to match the old building's brick as close as you can so
Yep.
that they look as similar as possible.
No, that's exactly correct. Yeah, I think we even provided the same die samples that were used on building number 1. So aside from, normal variations in die lots, they'll match directly.
Okay, and then as far as the landscaping, do you have a problem with maybe sprucing up a little bit, no pun intended?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We'll look to enhance that, and resubmit, with whatever the species
Great,
that the landscape designer can put in there.
okay,
So-
thank you.
Marcy, will staff make some recommendations on that, or?
I think the landscaper can handle it. It's just doing something, just adding more diversity.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and we can talk about it, but are we looking for more evergreen type product versus deciduous, or does it not matter?
I think what was out there around the building is just, there's just one type of evergreen. I think the majority is around the building.
Okay.
And just usually, we see just different types of, so more different types of perennials in the different clusters instead of just one type throughout the whole
Sure.
thing. But I think we can handle the approval at the staff level if we just want to make a condition that they'll work with staff on a revised landscape plan. Can it be done before you go to the village board on June 6th?
What is this? Yeah, sure, I don't know why not. That
Okay.
should be easy. Just an exhibit of species, of proposed species, right? And-
Yeah, it's
and
just,
an updated
just
plan.
updating the
Yeah,
list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I have.
You were done? Commissioner Berkey,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have anything.
Commissioner Heiken.
I just have, this is phase 2, is there a phase 3?
Not currently proposed, just because we do not have leasehold property to accommodate Phase 3. At least not in the village of Wheeling. We have another leasehold on the property that resides in Prospect Heights, and
Gotcha.
that could be, but
That's all I have, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I really had nothing on this. I love when a petitioner comes in with a complete set of plans. Fire, anything?
Nothing. It's similar to the last building they put up, so we're good with it.
We had no issues engineering-wise or anything with the first phase?
No issues with the first phase. Second looks like it will go just as smooth.
All right, great. Any other questions from the commission? Nope. Nope. All right. Motion to approve.
So moved.
22. Oh, did we? Let me go back up here. Want to hit the conditions again?
Yeah. Oops. Okay. So, number 1, cast stone sills be incorporated on 3 sides of the building to be consistent with the office building design in Phase 1. Number 2, manufacturer's specification sheets shall be provided for all external light fixtures with an application for building permit for staff review prior to the issuance of any building permit. Number 3, a landscape irrigation plan shall be provided with an application for building permit for staff review prior to the issuance of any building permit. And number 4, an updated landscape plan with additional plant species shall be submitted to staff for review prior to the village board meeting.
Okay.
That work?
You need to put a date on it? On the village board meeting? Well, maybe.
No,
Because if they change.
right.
Okay, so, motion to approve 2022-16.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. All right, you're all
Thank you.
set.
June 6th, you said?
So June 6th.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
And
Very
then,
good.
yeah, if we could just talk in the next
Before
couple
then.
days.
Perfect.
Get that updated. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have a public hearing for special use approval for a community center for Aqua Viva Wheeling, 537 North Wolf Road. Mr. Secretary?
Agua Viva Wheeling leasee is seeking special use approval pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, use regulations and associated sections in order to permit a community center located at 537 North Wolf Road, which is Zone MXI, Industrial Mixed Use. A special use as defined in the zoning code is a use of parcel of land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Ms. Nyes.
I don't have anything.
All right, is the petitioner here? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth? Please state your name and business address. Put your hand down.
Arturo Cruz, and actually the business address is 537 North Wolf Road, and it's in Wheeling, Illinois.
Could you spell your name?
Yeah, Arturo. My last name Cruz, Cruz.
Thank you.
All right. So explain what it is you're looking to do with this piece of property.
Well, basically the space is for a self-help emotional support group. The support group, it's more of an office setting with the conference rooms. What we do in Agua Viva, it's help individuals organize their emotions. There's support for just hearing them out. If they have anything that, they have any issues at home, at school, at work. So we're looking to do with the space pretty much nothing to the space. It's uses an office setting, which is the space is already kind of for that. It's already built. It's already
Not a lot of changes to
not a
it.
lot of changes to the space.
All right. Anything else? Okay. This is a public hearing. I don't know if there's anybody from the public that signed up to speak on this. I don't believe so. Okay. Commissioner Heiken.
Now, how many sessions per week? Are you open every day, or is it just Monday through Friday, or?
Yeah, it's Monday through Friday, and pretty much every day we have a topic. For the members that are already members of Agua Viva, the topic can range from depression, codependency, addictions, to just personalities, problems at home. And whenever there's, we invite new members, there's an additional meeting where they come to our group for 7 meetings, and then they live a spiritual experience, which is done outside at an off location.
Okay, and any plans to expand at that location?
Yes. Well, not at this location,
Okay.
but the Willing Group is looking to expand somewhere else, a space that's bigger for them.
Okay. Thank you for all that you do. It's very important that we have stuff like that in the neighborhood, so.
Thank you, appreciate
That's all
it.
that I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Berkey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just curious, so you're meeting Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 10. Is it also used as an office during like regular business hours, or just
No.
just for those meetings?
Just for the meetings.
Okay. I was just curious. That's all I had, but, this is a great thing for the community, so
Thank you, appreciate it.
welcome.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. How many people would you have in the building at one time?
I mean, we want to say, we want to have as much people as we want, right? I mean, as we could, that's the ideal, but the reality is that not a lot of people like seeking for help, especially if it's something that you don't know, like an emotion. Like everybody else, like Rotary, Knights of Columbus, we're having problems gaining new members. So, I mean, I want to stand here and tell you, no, what we're expecting 20 people a night. The reality is most likely, if we get 10, that's a lot for us.
Is there a maximum occupancy on that?
Yeah, I wouldn't think with the exiting, the space, I'd have to, look at the size. But like he said, I have actually been in there previous to them being in there and when they're in there. And it's appropriate for about the amount of people that they have.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does this become an assembly use and have different rules because of that?
It's a fully sprinklered building. There's enough exiting in there. I guess we would have to consider they might need to upgrade possibly the fire alarm in that tenant space as an assembly group. You're right. So we would have to look at that part of it.
Okay. My other question was answered. So you said that each meeting could be a different topic, so one night might be AA? Okay.
Right. And just to explain a little bit better, the best way that I can explain it is we're an emotional support group based on the 36 principles of AA, but we're not AA. And the reason we're not AA is because we don't just work with alcohol. We deal with codependency. Somebody's having issues with their codependency. It could be, what is it? Sorry, and I'm just trying to think in my head right now.
Take your time.
But domestic issues, domestic violence issues, why is this individual in that situation? And we usually, we help the individual go through, why are you still here? Why are you in an environment at home where it's not safe for you?
The drawing she's got up there right now, it shows a kitchen in there too? Is that just?
Yeah, I think because of there was we have a coffee pot where,
Okay.
for our meetings, once again, this kind of resembles AA.
Sure.
Where we offer coffee for our meetings, just so they can stay awake during that.
So, yeah, you're not doing full-blown meals?
No,
or
we're
anything
not
like that,
doing,
just
no, if somebody does bring
eating
any
snacks.
food, it's either, we do like, what is it called? Like we purchase the food somewhere else and we bring it in whenever there's like somebody
like
wants to bring in like
okay.
donuts or something.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions from the commission? Nope. Marcy, any conditions?
No.
All right, then how about a motion on 2022-17?
So moved.
Second.
Heiken and Berkey.
Yep.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. So this would go to the board as well.
Yes, this will go to the village board on June 6th.
June
So
6th.
it'll be same time, same place,
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Just different faces up here.
different people. We won't be here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
And I need a motion to close 2022-17.
So moved.
Second.
Berkey?
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right. Moving right along, we have PC 22-06, minor site plan and building appearance approval for District Brew Yards, 700 North Milwaukee Avenue. Ms. Nyes.
So the petitioner is here, but I just wanted to bring up three unique kind of situations for you guys to consider. Staff did not propose any conditions, but one of the big pieces of this project is that they're proposing to paint the three sides of the building. So it's a fully brick building. This is the old Ram building. And, sorry, proposing to paint the north, the east, and the south sides with, and correct me if I'm wrong when I show this picture, with this gray, hold on, with this darkish gray color, so that, and paint all the brick. So that's one thing for the Plan Commission to consider, because we know Plan Commission typically discourages painting of brick. So this is a twofold thing, painting of the brick, and then painting only 3 sides of the building. Number 2 is the north, there's 2 murals that we're talking about. The north facade, they want to do something unique where she's an artist, and I can let the petitioner explain, but instead of us looking at this like a sign, we would like you to consider this as art. And if this came, we don't know exactly what's going to be there, but she would come and put together something unique for this situation, and it could maybe change over time, but they wouldn't be coming in for a sign permit each time it changed. And that would be the same thing for the silo on the south side. This is just an example of something it could be. It could be a local artist do something, it could change a couple times, but this is something that it would be considered like a canvas and not a sign that would come to us. We would see it, but it wouldn't be something that would be considered a sign. It would be more art. So those are the 3, well, kind of 4 things that we just want you guys to consider. And with that.
All right, just to clarify, the mural that you're showing, it's just the north wall facing Lake Cook?
It's just the north wall and then the silo.
Right.
Yeah, but it would do just the north wall. The other walls would be that dark gray, except the west wall.
Right.
So actually, the only walls that would actually be the gray would be the east and the south.
Correct.
Got it. So you just let me know what picture you want me to go to.
Should I introduce myself?
No, this isn't a public hearing, so.
Okay, so there's also.
Do state your name. and
Okay,
business
my name is
address.
Steve Sobel, and I'm here on behalf of District Brew Yards, which will be at 700 North Milwaukee Avenue
Thank
in Wheeling. So thank you for the opportunity. There is one sign, what we call the ghost sign which will face the south wall. Yeah, so that'll be, it sort of looks like it's a vintage-looking sign that's always been there, or maybe is something that looks like a remnant of a sign. One change we would make here is it wouldn't say Chicago. We actually are going to put 60090 as the identifier for District Brew Yards Wheeling. But we're using a specially formulated paint called Texcrete, which you can see there, which is specifically designed by Benjamin Moore for masonry walls. And it looks great. And I think it's part of our branding that we come in with this look and gives us a uniform look. We also believe very strongly that the Ram Brewery building has been there for so long, and we really need to wake people up to the fact that there's something new going in. So we think we're trying to introduce District Brew Yards to Wheeling and also create a lot of fun atmosphere with the artist that Marcy put up there. Her name is Lauren Asta, and everything. I don't know exactly what she's going to do, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to scroll back through that photo of what she's already done on one of our walls, it would look similar to the one on the left is the one that we have now, but we're going to do a different image where we're going to do a reverse image where it's going to be dark with light. It's almost like it's just a depiction of people having a great time, artistic depiction of people having a great time. And that will be where our outdoor patio is as well.
Okay. Anything else you want to point out?
I think that's it. I think Marcy did a good job explaining everything else.
All right. Let's start with Commissioner Berkey this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the east wall and the south wall would be gray.
Gray.
And then would both of those then have the logo, the district?
No, only the only image that's going to be signage will be on the south-facing wall in the one section that is really facing the parking lot.
Okay.
And it's about a 10-foot. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, oh yeah, and I see you've got, yeah, you passed it. The front is going to have a sign right up.
Yeah, I was going to show.
There will be a sign. We've applied for a permit, I think, separately for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to show the front of the building. Yeah, so there's going to be, they've already applied for a wall sign that's going to go right in the middle here. And it's like, it's a black and red.
Red neon, yeah.
Red neon
Channel
sign.
letters. So that'll be those two images will be really the only signage, per
Okay.
se.
The murals with the artwork, how long do those usually take? Because they're going to change them out from.
Well, yeah, I
right?
think it'll probably be
There's
there
that
for
too.
many years. I mean, it's very expensive to get her to come in. It's going to take her about 2 to 3 weeks to do the wall.
Okay.
The one on the silo, that one's probably the one that's going to change more frequently. Actually, right now in our location on Ashland, we have a mural festival. We have local artists come in and paint our wall every year. Different, and that's where some of those images are coming from. So we're going to probably hire one of those artists to paint the silo. It will not be a signage per se. It'll just be some fun artwork. I can't really describe what it'll be yet because I don't know. It's going to be whatever artist I hire. But I think it'll just be a very lively depiction of something, which I think, again, will just let people know that this is a very fun place to go. That's the idea.
Inside, is it most of I know you're going to have some outdoor dining, patio. Is there going to be music outside, or is it going to be fairly quiet, or how's that?
No, we're not really going to do music. I mean, we hadn't planned on doing any live music, with the exception of maybe down the road we might do a festival or something, but we don't have any plans of doing that right now. But inside is all like sort of communal seating, and it's very big. I don't know if you've been to the Ram before. Many times. All right, so we kind of opened it all up, and we're going to have a lot of sort of communal seating where people can come in, try different beers, almost like a beer hall is the idea. There's a seating plan right there. So, yeah, and really the entertainment is really the ability to go in and try a bunch of different things made by local breweries, because we're going to have 5 different breweries that are going to be operating out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's, when are you guys planning to open?
As soon as possible. We hope, I don't know what the status of the permit is right now. I know we're in for corrections. It should be another week or two, I would guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you to that.
Yeah, we'll go.
Totally ready.
So we are trying to, really the big lead time was tanks. The tanks, we've been told, have just arrived in Long Beach. So we're on like the last stretch there. So we hope to get brewing beer in July. That would be the goal, where we would hopefully open the end of July, middle of August is what we're hoping for right now.
Okay.
So we're full steam ahead, assuming we can get all of this approved and all the other details worked out.
Okay. And then really quick, back to the silos. So you
Yeah.
said that would change from time to time?
That would probably change, probably every couple years. That would
Okay.
change.
Okay, not every couple months.
No.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. First of all, it's very exciting to see that opening again. That helps our development for Restaurant Row. My concern is the patio.
Okay.
That street, people come off of Milwaukee to cut through that street. Looks like the deck goes right up to the street.
Except it's raised, so people aren't going to be sitting at street level. It's going to be up about 3-4 feet.
Okay.
So, and there'll be railings, so no one will actually walk out onto the, they'll have to exit either through the
I'm
restaurant.
concerned with the cars going through there quickly,
Yeah, well,
being
that's.
so close.
That is definitely, having seen it a bunch of times, I don't know what we can do but I think I feel pretty good about the way the patio is constructed so that no one will be in any danger.
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty safe, and I hope people will respect the fact that there'll be people walking there and hanging out there, so.
Okay, and then where will employees be parking?
So employees will primarily park on the west side of the building. So there's,
Wolf Court?
yeah, Wolf Court.
Okay.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? Sure. Isn't the patio being built on like concrete
Yeah. Piers.
piers?
Yeah. So
I
it'll
don't
be
know if
raised up
that
and,
helps.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Does that help?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just concerned.
I mean,
somebody
does
go-
that make it safer? Like, would they
Personally,
they
that
hit?
street shouldn't even go through there.
Right.
Right,
It's not
right.
meant
I
to be a
can't speak to
street.
that. That
Right, but that's what
predates
you're-
me.
That's what you're up against.
Right.
That's all, that's what.
Right, and then didn't we, are you talking about like going through the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so didn't we add
Crosswalk.
a crosswalk? Not that that is going to stop
It's not
anyone?
gonna slow. I live right there, I see people flying through, they don't slow down
Yeah.
when they turn.
Right, so,
Hopefully with activity in the parking lot, your neighbors will
My only
slow
concern
down.
is safety.
yeah.
Was it like that when RAM was operational? Was it really busy, like were people
Well,
zipping through?
that street wasn't a thoroughfare at the time Ram was there.
Oh, I didn't realize
That's
that.
when the bridge went in, they made that a street.
Oh, I didn't know that, okay.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Ram
Well-
might have been there for a little bit, but.
Yeah, okay.
And then my other concern is lighting on the deck as well for the neighbors.
So the lighting will primarily be through string lights.
Okay.
Well, the
So
LED
not
lights, it'll be very nice, soft lighting.
a- Okay, so not a lot.
No,
And then will the deck be handicapped accessible?
yes,
Okay, that's all the questions I had. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a ramp on this side.
yeah. And getting in, there's a ramp, and hopefully most people will kind of walk through the restaurant to get to the patio.
So those windows will be changed to doors? Okay.
There'll be nano walls where they
Yeah.
just kind of open up.
Yep. Okay, good, thank you. Looks very good.
Thank you.
Mr. Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good evening. Just to piggyback on the deck safety, as a suggestion, you could possibly install a few safety bollards to keep any errant cars from careening into your deck.
Yeah, that's true.
That's an idea
Yeah.
that
It should be
you may
noted,
want to look into.
Kyle?
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It should be noted that in the engineering drawings, it's 3 feet high, and there's a concrete retaining wall going around the perimeter.
Okay.
So, between the concrete retaining wall and the height difference there, I'm not saying we can't put bollards in, I just don't know that it's necessary.
Okay, all right.
Just my
Well, I just thought it would be another layer of safety
Sure.
if needed.
If that's the route you want
As
to
a
go.
suggestion.
Sure, that's fine.
It might be something after you see it built.
Yeah, exactly. We certainly want to keep, we have an
Yeah.
objective to keep it as safe as possible. I wouldn't want to sit out there if I felt in danger.
Okay, as far as the painting, the concrete trim around the top of the building and then the concrete caps, are you painting those also or not?
Let me see exactly. So I think we're just painting the brick. We're not painting the
Okay.
concrete trim.
Okay, and then what about the knee walls that frame your stairways?
Yes, those will be painted.
That would all
That'll be
be,
a darker color.
oh, it would be darker than the walls?
So it'll be like a darker gray and then a lighter gray. So it'll
Okay,
be
okay.
two-tone. Similar to the way they have two different brick.
And then the only other question I had was this Texcrete paint. I don't have any, I've never used it or anything. How long has it been on your other building?
For 3 years and 3 months.
And
No issues.
No issues at all?
No, it's an amazing paint.
Okay.
You don't even prime it, you just power wash the brick, you put it on there, and it's a very expensive paint.
And do you apply 2 coats?
We do, yeah, we did. And we will repaint as needed, but they say it'll probably last 8 to 10 years.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Thank you.
All right. I've never been a fan of painting perfectly good brick, but I know it's being done and they've got better products out
Yeah.
now.
No, I agree, and I think if you asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
But I really feel like this situation really calls for us to wake it up, and I think it's definitely the look and the branding that we've been going with, and it's been working really well.
So your other facilities are painted the same
Yeah.
color, basically?
Exactly. One facility.
One.
Hopefully more.
Where is that?
It's in the brewing district in Chicago, Ashland and Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
So this will be our second location. So we're very, very excited about the opportunity.
I think I had questions more for staff on, well, at what point does the mural become signage? If they put their name on it?
Yeah, I think, the one go sign, yeah, becomes a sign where the logo's on it.
So that would require a permit.
That one's gonna require, just a wall sign permit, and that, will be limited to the wall sign permit size. So that, like, the whole mural on the wall wouldn't work under a wall sign.
Right.
Because, yeah, it would be too
Because
big.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of something we haven't had before.
Okay. So when they go to change it in 10 years, the big mural, would they have to come back to the staff with, I mean, you're going to provide some kind of sketch as to what's going up there, not just
No, I really don't. To
No?
Lauren, the artist, she just,
hand her a paintbrush?
yeah, well, first a
I
check.
think it's based on what he's shown us.
Yeah, it'll be
The
in
black
her
and
style.
white.
She has done, if you go to like her Instagram page, she did a project last year at the like College World Series in I think it's in Omaha. She's been hired by tons of different people. She's an incredibly popular artist, and I think she does an amazing job. So obviously, I'm very biased in her
I
favor.
think you would have more idea with the silo,
The silo, well, I mean, I haven't hired an artist for that one yet.
but you would have more of an idea of what they were going to put
They'll
on
give
it.
me an idea, and I can send that to you.
Right, I think that's what we would have
Yeah.
more of an idea about.
Okay.
But Lauren, you can rest assured that the image that we're doing is going to be very similar to the one she already did,
Yeah, it's going to be the black and white,
Okay.
with a lot of people,
with people having fun.
those sort of characters that is, it's her signature.
Okay. So you're okay with how the condition is currently written, Marcy?
We don't have a condition.
Oh, that's right, it's just a consideration, yeah.
Right, so yeah, this is totally up to you, or if you want them to come back every time they want to change it, that's up to you guys.
Well, they're not gonna have something to actually show anyways.
That's the hard part, right. Well, with the mural, you might, I mean, with
With an artist, we'll have samples of their work.
the silo, yeah, with the big mural, I don't think so. So it's if you want them to come back for the silo.
I'm no art critic, it would do no good for them to come and show me. Any other questions from the commission? No. And we have no conditions then. So, motion to approve PC 22-06.
So moved.
Second.
Heiken and Berkey. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, so this was minor site plan.
Yeah.
You are done.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk tomorrow about looking through the permit corrections.
Right.
Thank you all very much. Really
Good
appreciate it.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
And their sign was nothing special, it would come to us anyway, right?
It would not, no, it's already been done.
Okay. Even the painted one?
No, that one, no.
No.
Just the one on the front. We've seen, we did not see that one until this.
All right. Okay, next up, PC 22-07, minor site plan and building appearance approval for exterior building modifications and site improvements for Mochinut, 322 North Milwaukee. Ms. Nyes.
Hold on one second, let me save this. Okay, oh, Mochinut. Okay, so, moving along. Okay, so for Mochinut, this is a minor site plan, and we've recommended 3 conditions. However, there have been some changes to the plan since the agenda went out. So the changes have been, and I think we'll have the applicant further explain them, but they've decided not to change the siding, but they would like to paint the siding. Now, the one thing is, staff does not suggest or recommend that they paint the vinyl. They're only pretty much permitted to paint the hardy board siding. So I think all but one side of the building is hardy board, so the one side that's vinyl cannot be painted. So we'll have to add that as a condition if you so feel that way. They're also not replacing the windows and not replacing the roof. So the three conditions that we currently recommended were that the trash enclosure shall be fully constructed prior to the issuance of a Village of Wheeling business license for the subject site. The second is the second-story residential unit shall be for the use of the owner or operator of the premises pursuant to Chapter 1906 Commercial Districts of the Wheeling Zoning Code. Now, just note, that is part of the zoning code, and we always put that in there whenever we have a commercial use that has a second-story apartment. We always put this in there just so everybody's clear of the requirement. It's not specific to this property. This is just so that everybody's clear. And the third condition is the existing mature tree located at the northwest corner of the site shall be preserved. And that's all I have, and I think it'd be great if petitioner could explain her new business.
Come on up, introduce yourself, the name and business address.
Sure. My name is Grace Roop, and we're 322 North Milwaukee Avenue. And Mochinut is the kind of trendy donut made with a rice flour, and we also serve Korean corn dog, specialty corn dog, and boba tea. And along with that, we will also serve some coffee drinks and special, drinks. So it's like a food and beverage restaurant.
All right, anything else you want to tell us about it? We'll just go to the board and get some questions.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Hello.
Is that going to be, are you going to have a hard time matching the existing vinyl if you paint the hardy board?
So that structure, I actually checked with the architect, actually who's present here, as well as the roof inspector that came out, and because what I was told by the, I don't know, Mr. Patrick from the village, that I think 2017 they allow some funding to do sidings on that building, and so I don't know exactly why there are different types of sidings that are put around, but then definitely vinyl is on the. I can't really. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I think the vinyl siding's on the south side of it, and then the rest.
South or the rear of the building?
I think it's on the west.
West.
The back side?
The back.
It's either on the west or the south.
I'm just looking at the pictures.
Maybe he can explain.
Oh.
He's architect
see.
and help us.
All right, please state your name for the record.
Jun Kim, PNK Design Build. I'm with PNK Design Build. I'm here as an architect. 1901 Raymond Drive, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thank you.
About the existing condition, the west side and some portion of the south side has a vinyl siding, and the rest of is the hardyboard side. The
Okay,
west
so-
side and some some portion of south side has a vinyl siding.
So you're planning on painting all the hardy board, but then leaving the vinyl siding the way it is?
No, we like to have just one color, but if we're not allowed to paint a vinyl, then I don't know what my option is. Maybe just to replace the vinyl with that kind of will be same color as the one that will be painted. If
Okay.
that's allowed, then.
Yeah, what were you saying about what Patrick said? Like, what was that?
Well, I was just corresponding with him about the building, and he is not sure 100%, but there's 2017 that they allowed the owner to have, through the TIF money, that allows siding, and then they pave for parking.
Right.
So that's what I heard.
So they got facade grant money?
Yes. For the hardy board or for the vinyl?
I don't know. Yeah, I
Probably
don't
the
know
hardy
that.
board, because the
I'm
vinyl's
assuming
on
the
the
hardy-
backside.
But I don't know why
We
it's not
wouldn't have paid for that.
replaced. Yeah.
Right.
So, and it looks like the windows are also
Right,
used.
I just,
Well, yeah, the
No.
previous owner did a lot of work on this place.
yeah, there
It didn't
was
last
a
long.
grant on this, I mean, yeah.
All the windows were replaced, I think, and
Are you getting a grant?
Yes,
Or
I
just-
applied for a grant.
Can you get a grant to replace the vinyl with the hardy board?
Yeah, it was, I think what I understood was a part of a facade that you can actually, they allow you to use toward the sidings.
Right, so is that what what you can propose to do? Is match up the vinyl part, get rid of the vinyl and put the hardy board up?
Yeah, and then match with the colors that we're going to paint.
Right, so then you wouldn't be removing anything that was covered under a previous grant?
No, the vinyl has to be removed since
Right.
it can't be painted.
Right. Does that make sense?
yeah, if it wasn't
Yeah.
part of the.
If it wasn't
previous
part of, I don't
grant.
think it was.
I doubt it would have
I
been.
think they just did. Kyle, you remember anything? You were around.
You've been around.
Regarding sorry, can you repeat the question?
Well,
Which
apparently
portion?
Windows One got some kind of grant money to,
I think that grant money was, there was an apron in the front that needed to be removed, and I'm fairly certain that got finished. I can't recall if any of that grant money went towards the exterior.
Yeah,
I wasn't-
part of
I
it
wasn't
was
involved. The only
replaced.
part I was involved with was the apron removal and the IDOT right-of-way, and some of the landscaping in the front as a result of it. That's probably the extent of my
Okay.
knowledge.
So, yeah, I don't know what you guys want to do with the siding part.
well, we don't want to paint the vinyl, right?
No.
So that is not an option for you. Whether you replace it with hardy board and then make it all match, that's one option you can do. And hopefully you get some grant money to help pay for that.
Yes.
But that's
Yeah, I
nothing
don't-
that
I'm
we have
sorry. Yeah, I
control
don't-
over.
I don't know why the confusion.
Well, maybe you can talk
I
with
don't know.
Patrick and.
Yeah.
I'm meeting with him on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that the brick pavers are kind of falling apart around one of your landscaping beds, right where you pull in the entrance. Are you planning on repairing all that?
Yeah, so there are the front of it, the front of the building, right there, and then also the underside, the north side. Yes, yeah, definitely
Okay.
we'll do more landscaping there.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Are you redoing those brick pavers, though, or just the landscaping?
We'll have to redo because some are broken off and some are, it's just only half finished, and so we'll probably have to redo everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
from that picture, it looks like somebody might have run into him.
something like that, yeah.
Somebody went off the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Commissioner Heiken.
I just want to clarify, so you're not serving any alcohol at all there?
No
Okay.
alcohol, nope.
That's all that I have, other than it's already been asked, so.
Commissioner Berkey?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any questions.
All right. I really didn't have anything that hasn't been discussed. So, how about the conditions then?
Do you want me to read them again?
Yes, please.
The trash enclosure shall be fully constructed prior to the issuance of a Village of Wheeling business license for the subject site. Number 2, the second-story residential unit shall be for the use of the owner or operator of the premises pursuant to Chapter 19.06 Commercial Districts of the Wheeling Zoning Code. And number 3, the existing mature tree located at the northwest corner of the subject site shall be preserved.
Okay, do we need a number 4 then, that the vinyl siding shall not be painted?
Yeah.
Everybody concur with that? Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we say vinyl siding shall not be painted but can be replaced with hardy
Can be
board?
replaced to match the other three sides? Is it vinyl siding up on top too? You know?
It looks like it is in the front along Milwaukee there.
So I mean, the vinyl siding shall not be painted goes for anywhere there's
Any
vinyl siding.
vinyl
I'm
siding.
not specifying a side.
Right. But can be replaced.
But can be replaced to match the other, I'll say, but can be
Other
replaced
elevations.
to match the hardy board. On the other elevations.
Would it make more sense to paint the hardy board to match the vinyl siding?
Well, do you have a color in mind that you,
We're just gonna paint white,
white?
yeah.
That wouldn't match.
We're gonna do we're gonna paint white and sidings, and then the window frame's gonna be black.
Okay.
Would you rather paint the hardy board? Or would you rather replace the vinyl siding?
So we have to do two things. So we probably have to replace the white hardy board, like replace the vinyl and then put a white hardy board that will match with the ones that will be already, ones that will be painted.
Oh, so you have to do both?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll probably have to come out with something if it's not really completely matched, because one will be painted, the other one will be brand new.
Right.
So if that's the case, we might have to replace, but right now, hopefully, it's a white, nothing.
So you're looking for both of them to be white, whereas right now they're like off-white?
No, they're all same color. I think it looks like almost like a little bluish gray.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it is bluish.
yeah.
So you want them both to be white, and then you're changing all the trim to black?
Yes. So our goal is to make it look like a contemporary farmhouse,
Okay.
since it looks like a farmhouse.
Okay, yeah, I think we had that picture. Yeah.
And you're not planning on using that deck in the front? I don't even know if it's usable as a deck.
Yeah, so there's actually a drawing that he did to expand the walkway right now to make it as a deck.
But as far as the second floor thing,
Oh, no,
is that only
we-
access from,
They can access from the second floor,
From the
but
residence, okay.
because it will be used as a residential, we're just not going to do anything.
So you're not gonna
Just to
use
modify.
that?
We're thinking, we're going to do the railing to make it more modernized, but no customer's going to go up there.
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
And then this side, it'll be widened, this part? It'll be widened so you can...
We are going to keep the footprint of the existing deck. We will just fill up widen the portion of that area of the deck, and we will push it down the ramp area back to this area, the end of the corner of the building up to the. So basically, we are relocating the ramp area at the corner of the building, and we are extending that much of the deck area.
So there can be outdoor seating?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they're adding a door here with a stairwell to get down from the second floor?
Yeah.
But, so I have a question.
Sure.
I don't know if you've been inside, but the stairs, what I was told, that stairs was out of, what do you call it? The
Code?
current code, yeah. So that's why we came out with doing a stairway up, from outside to the second floor. But, as an owner, I will love to reduce I don't want to spend too much money. So I don't know what the code is in terms of if we can redo the stairs. I'd rather do it inside than making, from just creating a brand-new stairs from outside.
I'll
So I don't
ask
know.
village staff about that one. What,
because nobody really knew.
I know that stairwell, I've been up there, it is narrow, so I think that's your concern, Grace, that it's kind of a narrow stairwell. I wouldn't see why, with a building permit, that they possibly couldn't, remodel that stairwell a little bit to make it wider.
typical old farmhouse stairway, right?
Yeah. It's not, I know it's not safe because the steps are very like narrow and kind of like short. So I can't even put my whole foot on there. So, yeah, but I mean, if it's not an option, then definitely we'll do the outside stairway to the upstairs.
And that was the only stairway up in?
Yeah, that's the only one. And I think just to the side of the stairwell is like a little office maybe in the back there possibly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't see why, they'd lose a little space on the first floor to expand it, but I don't see why they probably couldn't do it. Probably be safer anyways, too. It'd be wider and
Yeah.
be a safer
Yeah,
exit pathway.
So is that just something that comes up with permitting then? At that?
I would think so, yeah. When they submit for the building permits, I would think they could put it in there.
Right now, it's up, we submitted with the staircase from outside to the top, the second floor.
And I think that would probably still be a good deal to do.
Yeah,
Just-
they say that usually
If you're actually going to have people living up there, you want a second exit.
The only problem is that exit, they're going to be right together. You know what I mean? So
Oh, is that?
Right.
the stairwell is right there where that window is.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're going to be coming to the same point.
Yeah,
It's
so-
not like a separate.
So if we create a outside stairways, the inside will be closed up. We're not gonna even use it because we're gonna close up that's his drawing. We're gonna close up that portion.
Did
And
you
so-
submit for your building permit yet?
Yeah, we did.
You did,
We did in April.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's where with the staircase from outside.
Well, we'll let the permitting folks.
Yeah,
figure that out.
yeah, you'll have to contact if that's something you want to switch.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, any other questions?
Nope.
Nope. And we have the 4 conditions, right? So, motion to approve 22-07.
So moved. Second. Commissioner Berkey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, so this was final approval, and we'll talk maybe tomorrow
Okay,
about these other couple things.
okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up, 2022-18, special use approval for a dog training facility for Waggles, 500 West Hintz Road. Just nice. Oh, no. Mr. Secretary first.
All right, we have Waggles Pet Resort. Lee C. is seeking special use approval pursuant to Title 19 zoning in the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19-07, Industrial Districts, Chapter 19.10, use regulations and associated sections in order to permit an animal training facility located at 500 West Hintz Road, which is zoned I-1, light industrial and office. A special use as defined in the zoning code is a use of parcel of land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for a special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Ms. Nye?
All right. So we have Waggles back here for a special use for a animal training facility. So they would still have their boarding, kenneling facility at the 419 Harvester Court facility, and they would then use this second facility for their training of the dogs. I don't know, any other animals? Maybe, just dogs. Okay, and so we only had one condition that there shall be no animal kenneling or boarding at any time at the subject site, and that all kenneling and boarding shall occur at the Waggles Pet Resort facility located at 419 Harvester Court.
Okay.
And that's all we got.
Come on up. Special use, I guess, swear you in. You swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth.
Yes.
State your name and business address for the record.
Yeah, my name is Ross Nyhouse, Rossneihaus. I'm the owner of Waggles Pet Resort, currently at 419 Harvester Court, and we're applying for a special use to open a second facility at 500 West Hintz Road. Current.
Continue.
Excellent. In our current facility, which opened a year and a half ago in October of 2020, we provide overnight dog lodging, dog daycare, and bathing services. We have some wonderful trainers on staff who've been eager to help launch our training program, but our boarding and daycare have grown to the point that there's not adequate space to do training in our current facility. So we would like to open a separate facility solely to provide dog training. The type of training we provide would be a board and train program, meaning the dogs come to us for a period of weeks and they go through an immersive training session with our trainers. They would sleep overnight at our current space, 419 Harvester Court, and then we have vehicles where we would bus them over during the day to do the obedience training sessions at this new space. So there would not be any dogs kept there overnight. The obedience program, dog training program we are providing would be basic obedience, which is sit, down, place, come, and loose leash walking. We're not taking aggressive dogs. We're not taking dogs that need serious behavioral modifications. It's to provide a basic level of obedience to help owners create positive relationships with their dogs. We'd have to begin with 1 to 2 staff members there at a time. Eventually, perhaps, I think 3 would be reasonable to have in the space. Number of dogs we train at a time, it kind of depends how the programs goes. I could see 5 to 7 being around the right number. And yeah, the program is ready to launch as soon as we have approval and are able to get into the space.
Okay. Obviously, there's nobody in the audience that came to speak on this. So, Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Aye.
How are you?
There's been no, there's no one here, so I was concerned about neighbors being concerned about having the animals and noises and maybe odors and things like that, but there's no one here, so I guess that's a moot point. Your dog waste management, how does that work as far as removing dog waste and keeping it so that it doesn't smell in the area?
Sure. So any solids, in this facility, we would take the dogs for potty breaks on the grass surrounding the building. Any solids would be picked up in a bag and then would be put inside into another bag before it goes to the trash. We do it at our current facility. There's really no smell. Inside, we actually use diaper genies, which are specially made to contain smell, and they work well.
Okay. The only other concern I had is I was over checking that out the other day about 10 in the morning, and I only saw like 9 available parking spaces. Is that Is that enough for this business?
It would be adequate for ours. The employee that brings the dogs over would actually come to our our main facility, leave their car there and take a company car over with the dogs. Perhaps on occasion she'd put dogs in her own car, depends how it goes. But it would be the trainer's cars, which again would be 1 to 3. Customers would only be there for dog evaluations before their program started and take-home lessons at the end. So I'd only anticipate having a small number there at a time.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Commissioner Heiken.
I have no questions, thank you.
Commissioner Berkey.
Thank you. I just want, is this all indoor training or is there any outside training?
It is indoor training, although we may also take dogs on field trips. We go to Home Depot and other dog-friendly places to proof the work.
Got it.
It's possible, we're going to do the potty breaks outside, might be a little walk, but the training is done inside.
Sure. That's all I had. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's see. So you said at the most you'd be able to handle how many in the training part?
I think the typical load we're going for right now is 5 to 7 dogs at a time. Depending how we set up the space and which dogs we have, if they're big dogs, small dogs, I think it could potentially fit more. But I think the range we're looking at right now and hoping to get to is 5 to 7 at a time.
And how long do you perceive these training sessions to be each day and in total?
Sure. So the program, a typical program would be 2 to 3 weeks. If a dog, it is possible some dogs would need longer, but we're looking 2 to 3 weeks for most dogs. Training sessions each day, they receive, the sessions can be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes each, depending on the dog themselves, how much they're taking in, how tired they're getting, and number of sessions per day could be anywhere from 4 to 7, depending on the dog, and then you rotate through the dogs that are there.
And then how do you train the owners?
It's the hardest part. We give take-home lessons, so the owners come for 45-minute to an hour sessions. We offer 2 that are included with our program, and if they want more, they can receive for an additional charge. We are working on something, it's not released yet, so I don't want to promise it, but essentially a companion course that while the dog is with us, we're going to ask the owner to watch a series of videos and read a series of articles to help lay a foundation for when they come do their take-home lessons, but that's something we're just playing with now. It's not ready and it's not guaranteed.
Now, when you say 2 to 3 weeks for the overall thing, is that weekends? I mean, you keep them for the 3 weeks or?
Yep, they're boarded with us the entire time, including weekends.
Okay.
I thought you said a companion horse.
One day.
That's what it sounded
Not
like. It did sound like that.
That's a whole other approval.
It's like a whole horse.
Well, dogs and horses do get along.
I'd have to say nay to that one.
Okay, so, guess that's it. Any other questions?
I have one question.
Sure.
What age do you start training dogs at?
6 months for this type of program.
6 months?
There are puppy, and we encourage people to do puppy socialization earlier than that, and even some types of training, but before they're away from their owner, for this period of time, 6 months is going to be our minimum.
I see. Thank you.
All right. We just have the one condition, right?
Yep.
And we've heard that one already, so motion to approve 2022-18.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes.
So you too are on the June 6th Village Board meeting.
Excellent.
And did you submit for your business license? For
Yes.
This one yet? Okay. All right. So then you should be all ready to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. I need a motion to close 2022-18.
So move.
Second.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson?
Yes. All right, last up.
Always. He's always the last up.
PC 22-08.
Come on.
Minor site plan and building appearance approval. Hey, don't interrupt me. You get a negative vote for that.
Come on.
Appearance approval for a permanent stage at Wheeling Town Center for the Lynmark Group, 351 West Dundee Road.
I'm gonna build it out of cardboard.
I want to know what it's being built out of.
Cardboard.
We had no rendering.
What? I provided all the information. Concrete, stage, pergola, everything.
No rendering. All I see is two rectangles, a top view and a front view rectangle.
By the way, I provided so much more information to Steve. Why? I don't know why he didn't provide this information to you guys. He even asked me for an elevation, which I provided.
What?
That's not what I heard.
This is all we got.
No, but seriously, I did provide him with an elevation. I don't know why he didn't include it in the presentation. I thought that was.
Let's phone a friend.
Where is Steve? Where is he? Like, you know, and Ross, I sent them all this information and they didn't include any of my
Well, you gotta
wonderful
send it to
slides.
Marcy because she's the one that sends it to us. All right, so
I'm very disappointed.
you're here. Describe what it is you are trying to do.
So, and also I provided previous pictures of what the stage rental looked like when we brought in a stage. So, Don, you're the only one that attends these events. So
That was not included either.
So you know what it's like when we bring in a stage, we rent a stage and we put it there and, you know, instead of renting a stage every week, I'm like, well, just build one permanently because this is what we're going to do. This is the whole point of why we built this town center. So that's what we're doing. We're instead of renting a stage, we're building a stage. So it's just going to be a concrete platform. We're going to have a pergola. It's going to match what we have in the existing center. It's going to be a permanent roof structure just to protect the band if it does start to rain
So
on their
it's
equipment.
not a pergola type roof, it's a solid roof.
Solid roof, yes. And I provided all this information.
The
yes.
rendering would be such a help.
I don't have rendering, I'm sorry. I did provide an elevation because I was told to provide an elevation. And I don't know why it's not in your PowerPoint presentation. So.
Is that it?
No, that's just,
that's just.
By the way, Steve was really helpful. He put together a lot of additional info. So, but, yeah, he didn't include my other renderings and elevations, so. That's where the stage is going to be, right there.
Okay.
You see the outlets. So normally when we do our live music events, the stage is right there. So.
So you're changing that landscape area.
Yeah, instead of being a landscape area, it's going to be a stage for live performances. So we got a live music schedule. We got every Thursday booked from June, the first Thursday in June all the way through September.
Did you show them this elevation?
Oh, is that it? Oh, I don't have that up here?
Ah.
Oh, so they have it in their packet.
Well,
That?
that's
Yeah.
the elevation we have.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's what the elevation looks like of the stage, right? It's a 2-foot elevated
in your
stage, and then you've got that's you know.
Sorry,
You've got
I
your-
missed the second page there.
You got your structure that's going to replicate what the pergola is, but it's going to be a covered roof. So, and I also provided additional photos of what we normally do when we host our live music events with the stage rental.
That didn't filter down to us.
That I didn't get. Sorry, I missed.
But you've been there, you've seen
the
it, right?
square.
Yeah.
You've been to my live music events.
No, actually, I have not.
Well, Don, what are you waiting for?
I go to your Easter egg hunts.
Those are the wrong events to go to.
No comment.
No comment. Listen, that was our first one. We learned a lot, and we're going to make a lot of changes, so, you know.
Okay, other than the lack of a rendering, any questions, Commissioner Heiken?
No questions.
Commissioner Berkey?
No questions, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague?
No questions.
And I've already shared my opinion. We have no conditions?
We
on
have a
this?
condition.
We do have a condition.
The east face vertical wall of the stage shall be finished with fieldstone consistent with the existing fieldstone used within the Village Green Plaza.
Yes.
That would have shown up on a rendering.
That was just an inside conversation between
that
me and
this
Steve.
fieldstone,
It was a handshake deal, so, you know.
I know you have architects on board
Not anymore.
that could have taken 10 minutes to do that, but, okay.
You know, we're under a time constraint. We have our first live music event on Friday, May 20th. We have a bags tournament. We got more live music on Friday, May 21st. We've got more live music on Thursday, June 2nd. We gotta keep on track here, so, right? You guys want live music in the plaza? Like, let's get this going.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Eichen?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson?
Yes.
I love you guys. This is why, how come the Plan Commission wasn't this easy when I was going through my PUD approval?
Because there were more of us then.
So.
You burned out
Final,
everybody
yeah,
that was here.
No, this is like,
I'm the
you
only
know,
one
the easy
remaining.
crowd.
I think there's a big difference between a PUD and a stage.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
The PUD, you get renderings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you get your permit. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
where do I get my permit?
Downstairs.
See Steve.
See Steve for that.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a
Do I
good night.
sign anything?
No, we don't do that
We
anymore.
don't do
Do you want me
that.
to raise my hand in oath?
No,
No,
Okay.
we're good.
only if you have to go to the bathroom.
Guys, I hope to see everybody here at the Thursday night summer concert series. Every Thursday night throughout the entire summer, we have live music.
Awesome.
And then we can see what the stage
Please
looks
come
like.
out, tell your friends and family to come out. You know, that's why we're doing this,
What
okay?
time does it start?
6:30.
Great.
It's a good thing we moved our meetings to
Yeah,
Wednesday.
because we used to meet on Thursdays.
Right?
Yeah?
By the way, do you have any recommendations for live music? For next year? Because we're already booked through September for this year, but, you know.
No.
Taking recommendations for next year, including Elvis impersonators.
Oh,
So,
Okay, sir.
okay. That's it, we're done?
yeah,
We're
we're
done.
done.
What's next?
For us, approval of minutes.
All right. Thanks, guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Honestly, I hope to see you guys out there. Thank you.
Get pouring some concrete.
Yeah.
I'll do that on Friday.
All right, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of April 27, 2022, including findings of fact for docket number 2022-12 and 2022-13. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. Other business. Last week, the IT guys were saying we should be getting new tablets one of these days. I've not heard anything since.
It's only been a week. Oh.
2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I lost a week.
Not in any big hurry, just a reminder that they will be contacting us.
Yes.
So take anything off your pad that For the folks at home, you can see we're still 2 people short. If you're interested enough to be watching this, why not send in an application and you could be here? Commissioner Heiken, any other business?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Commissioner Berkey?
Nothing from me, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague?
Nothing for me, thanks.
Any news from the community?
Nothing new.
No?
Nothing here, unless you got some questions.
I have a question about Wolf Road.
I bet you do. Get in
Except Wolf
line.
Road.
Is there going to be I'm talking north to Dundee Road, is there going to be a sidewalk on the west side of?
There is, yeah, that is part of their phase 3 of construction. They're in phase 2 right now. Probably middle to end of summer, that'll probably start getting installed.
Okay,
But yeah, both sides will have sidewalk.
thank you.
I see the building is gone for the Popeyes project.
Yes, that has come down, and we're kind of wrapping up permitting to get that building constructed.
All right.
Do we know when that's going to be projected to be done?
I can't speak for the building department, but I know engineering has been a little on the slow side, but I'm assuming this summer.
Yeah, we thought last year, so.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the permits are almost done, but
I think they were holding off due to supply chain issues and weren't able to acquire stuff, so they just didn't, they just
Right.
held off on the permitting.
right.
Okay, Marcy, anything coming up?
Nope, I know we have a bunch of restaurants in the works, but nothing that I can say just yet. So next time, hopefully, I'll give you some
No fun.
big
I
news.
think I did see 2 public notices, or public hearing notices in the paper. I don't know if there's any more than that for next.
No, but there's some that don't even have public notices that are almost ready.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have some new ones opening up pretty soon.
All right. Nothing else? Then a motion to adjourn would be appreciated.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
All right.